Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. My name is Matthew and today we're doing another figure comparison. And I think of all the figure comparisons I have done, this one might be the closest matchup I have ever done. I actually kind of sat down and actually thought about this fight before I did it. And let me just say, I have a hard time picking a winner, but we're going to go ahead and do it. In this corner, we have the Youtooz MechaGodzilla in 1974, and in this corner, we have the Vinimates MechaGodzilla in 1974. We're going to be splitting this fight into 7 even categories: sculpt and paint, articulation, size, accessories, price, availability, and packaging. And so without further ado, let the battle commence. Now, the sculpt and paint for round 1, this is what made it such a hard fight, because they are so similar. I know MechaGodzilla in 1974 is a very hard design to differentiate from, but they are so similar. It's not even funny. But we do have a winner here, so let's go ahead and analyze the two figures. So in terms of overall sculpt, I will say that they are practically even. While it is true that the Youtooz is definitely a bit more simplified thanks to its more chibi-fied design in comparison to the Vinimates' more movie accurate look, they definitely do sport a lot of the same paint applications and details that you'd find on MechaGodzilla. One thing that the Youtooz has, of course, is the yellow crescent eyes, while the Vinimates has the standard MechaGodzilla eyes, because Vinimates does not have its own eye gimmick like Youtooz or Funko Pops do with the crescent eyes and the solid black eyes. The Youtooz has painted on bolts on the little red and areas, while it has bolts everywhere else on the body, including the belly button. The Vinimates, on the other hand, does not have it painted here, but does have the sculpted in bolts. Obviously not as well, actually it doesn't have bolts here, which I can't really recall if that is movie accurate or not, but does have them sculpted in here, which I definitely think looks better from a presentation standpoint on this rather than here, but I mean that's kind of subjective. The overall detail as well is again very different. This one is less coated in bolts and segmenting, and kind of almost looks more like armor than anything else. I know it's metallic, it's metal, so it's gonna look like armor, but this one actually kind of looks again like a man in a suit, like how the MechaGodzilla looks. One deal breaker, debatably, that I feel like is going to put a lot of people off in favor of the Vinimates is actually the fact that the Youtooz MechaGodzilla lacks the MG logo on its bicep, while the Vinimates has it crystal clear. Now keep in mind, both of the MechaGodzillas in 74 and 75 had different logos. One red MG, one red MG2. It's kind of abundant that MechaGodzilla, the Youtooz, just kind of skipped out on that, so that's a bit of a bummer on their part. What I will say is that the Youtooz definitely has the much more creative stance, while this one is just kind of more of a basic stance with MechaGodzilla just looking angry, while this one actually has a bit more emotion and personality, which feels weird to say that about a MechaGodzilla who barely showed any sort of emotion in his movie. Although I will say that the details on both figures is rather similar, with it being very segmented, very similar across the body, the feet, and, overall, I'm honestly gonna have to give this point to the Vinimates. Why? Youtooz does have its own personality and has a better stance, but the main thing that puts this one off from winning the point, in my opinion, is its detail and its paint application. See, this one, even though MechaGodzilla is kind of one-tone, and this one certainly got that, this one has some great highlights to it, like here, kind of striping some certain parts. You can kind of hear a train going by, and actually has them on the bicep. Yes, I get it, you're approaching! Actually has a lot of the segments you would find on the MechaGodzilla suit that was used in the movie, which, keep in mind, was colored like this. The Youtooz figure is just the pure same color all around, and unfortunately kind of suffers from it. While I will say that they do earn bonus points for fixing this missile thing, while the Vinimates did not even try that, it's such a minor little detail that really it could have gone unnoticed, while the gray stuff, the gray lining, is pretty noticeable. And I kind of noticed that right after I put the two on the shelf together. So, because they do go on the shelf together, relatively close. So, for this one, I'm going to have to give this one to the Vinimates. Round 2, articulation. Youtooz features no posability. Yes, despite his pre-post stance, there is no posability on a Youtooz figure. I don't know if Youtooz figures have articulation because I only buy the Godzilla ones because those are the only ones that appeal to me. Not to say that the other ones are bad, but I don't really want to own a figure of Avatar. Like, that's not my thing. But the Vinimates actually has a head swivel. Now, in my opinion, it is kind of crucial to have a MechaGodzilla that can have his head turn. That's his entire deal. He rotates his joints. In my opinion, there's like a seam line here. He couldn't have just like made it so he moves. Debatably, yeah, Youtooz didn't have to do that, but Vinimates at least offered in to do that. So Vinimates gets round 2. Round 3, size. Oops. They are fundamentally the same size with different proportions. MechaGodzilla on the Vinimates has a bigger head. This has the smaller head, which is more movie accurate, but has a bigger body. This one has a smaller body, so debatably he can fit in well with Funko Pops and Youtooz, but at the same time, in terms of like scale, though, he also fits in with Funko Pops and Youtooz and Vinimates. So it's kind of in like a 4-inch scale now. Not 3 inches anymore, 4 inch. Yeah, it's a tie. Round 4, accessories. Now, neither figure technically comes with any accessories. He comes with, I'm actually going to talk about that later actually. No, the boxes are not accessories, and no, the 2-packs do not count as accessories because Godzilla 62 was packaged with him in his reissue, but his original release, which I'm assuming this is what it was, because I got this one used before the reissue started popping up, so I'm assuming that this is what it is. Yeah, so that doesn't count. That's an entirely separate figure. So no one gets the point. It's a tie. Round 5. Okay, I had a brain fart. Price. The Youtooz figure is about $30 on the Youtooz website. The Vinimates is about $10 on its solo own release, and even with the 2-pack, that's only $20 on Big Bad Toy Store. Yeah, the Vinimates is getting the point. Like, you could buy 3 Vinimates figures for the price of 1 Youtooz figure. So, yeah. Round 6 is availability. I'm just now realizing how crystal cut of a round this is. We'll get to it. Youtooz is limited edition. Okay, it does go to mass retailers, but only in limited quantities. Once it's sold out for good. That's Yootooz's entire shtick. Vinimates at least has reissued them and has continued to reissue them even to this day. I think it's still available on BBTS. I could be wrong about that. Yes, as of this recording, which is September 4th, 2023, both of these guys are still available on BBTS and Youtooz.com, respectively. However, this guy's limited edition. This guy will probably be reissued sometime. So that means he is at least available and will always be available. So there you go. He wins availability. And round 7 is going to be the final round, the packaging, the boxes. Now, admittedly, this might not change anything, but some collectors, including myself, do like their boxes to be nifty, so let's just see what they got. I know this reads $54.99, but truth be told, they're the same exact box across all 3 duplicate releases, and unfortunately, I don't have my boxes anymore, and I got this guy used, so I wouldn't have even had his box. So, you know, you can watch my box showcase episodes about these boxes, but you have like a nice kind of display with all the Japanese in there. Godzilla in Japanese right here. This is just relatively simplistic. I like this. All the collect them alls. Vinimates, Godzilla, Dine Select, and kind of a better look at the figures in question. While this is a sleeve, actually, that I'm not going to pull it out just for the sake of this video, but actually has a box protector, a sleeve they can actually see through the figure, at least on the later releases, and a box with original artwork in it. And so, in my opinion, I mean, it's kind of a no-bueno. The Youtooz definitely has the better packaging, so the point for packaging goes to Youtooz. And so, what's the final verdict? Well, let's tally up the scores. Sculpt and paint went to Vinimates. Articulation went to Vinimates. A size and accessories point went to the both of them. There we go. The price went to Vinimates. The availability point went to Playmates. Pretend this is like a six finger. And the point for packaging went to the Youtooz. That's a score of 3-6. The Vinimates slam dunks this matchup. Now, the reason why I said that this was close at the beginning was because I probably didn't perfectly analyze all 7 rounds, because like they were so similar. I just kind of thought that this would be like a very so close match, but no, this was a kind of a slam dunk. He got twice as points as he did. Now, this isn't to say that the Vinimates is a better figure overall. I've only had this figure for like what, a week? And I've been gone for like the last day, so I need some more time to really think about this figure and how I overall feel. It looks great. I will say it's actually probably one of my favorite purchases of this year. But that being said, this guy's kind of grown on me. He's the MechaGodzilla when I think of him in the collection, but that might change. You know, I might like this guy more than him. But really, that's all up to you. Do you like the Youtooz figure? Do you like the Vinimates figure? Purchase one. Tell me what you think. Well, I mean, you can't really tell me because the comment section are closed. Anyways, guys, thank you guys for watching this video. If you guys liked it, definitely subscribe to the channel. Jesus loves you. God bless you all. Go there and spread the gospel. And I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out, everyone.